We've been covering a ton of wild DC rumors and reports over the last couple of weeks, but this one might just be the craziest yet. Reportedly, Ben Affleck just re-signed a contract to be Batman again. You know, it's wild. In some ways, I feel like somebody at AT&T came in, looked at all the DC stuff, and then said, wait a minute. So you're telling me you have an in-universe reason in your comic books that could explain multiple different Batman and Superman, and yet you haven't been doing multiple Batman and Superman? What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Wild stuff, man. This report is coming from the Cultured Nerd, and it's coming from Taylor Murphy of the Cultured Nerd. And I saw this on the Lightcast YouTube channel. I'll link the video in the description below, but essentially Taylor Murphy is explaining here that he has had a source close to him indicate that Ben Affleck just re-signed to be Batman yet again. And beyond that, Taylor's indicating that the multiverse is the new explanation for all of this stuff, and that the previous reports that Michael Keaton was going to replace Ben Affleck moving forward in DCEU projects is not true. However, Michael Keaton coming into the DCEU and doing multiple projects could still be true right alongside Ben Affleck coming back and signing up to do multiple projects. Basically, you can have the Snyderverse stuff going on over there and continue past the Justice League that they're going to put on HBO Max into Justice League 2, possibly beyond it, and then you can still have in the theaters Michael Keaton not only in the Flashpoint movie, but have him come back and work out with the DCEU actors moving forward, recruiting people. And so what I'm literally telling you is we could be living in a world where there's Robert Pattinson Batman, Ben Affleck Batman, and Michael Keaton Batman all actively under contract for Warner Brothers, performing as Bruce Wayne and Batman in different live action medium. Here's a little clip where Taylor's talking about this situation. Let's play it and talk about it.
We are getting the multiverse. We're not getting a lot of recasting. We're getting resurgence. We're getting everything coming back in its own form. And I say that Ben signed a new contract, and I do say that cautiously because I want people to understand that it's not just he's Batman forever. Like, this is not how it's happening. He's coming back for a set amount of projects.
Yeah.
And the plan is still going to be Zack's plan. He's still 100% committed to that ending, the ending where Batman dies. Like, that's still the plan. But Robert Pattinson is still Batman too, in a different branch of the multiverse. So Michael Keaton is still Batman. Ben Affleck is still Batman. Christian Bale is still Batman. Hell, even Val Kilmer and George Clooney are Batmans in their own branches of the multiverse. But that doesn't mean we have to, like, we get to be overzealous and excited saying, oh, Ben's back, so let's just ignore everyone else. Like, Robert is still going to be our new Batman for a long time after Ben's done.
Okay, so really wild stuff. This potentially answers a lot of questions that DC fans had. Like, if the Snyder Cut is successful and people love it, what are they going to do? If Michael Keaton comes back and he's awesome, what are they going to do? If people really love Robert Pattinson's Batman, what are they going to do? How is this all going to work together? Well, they found the way. It's just called the multiverse. So I think the Snyder Cut stuff might literally live on HBO Max. Batfleck might be on there. They do whatever they have to do to get to that eventual ending where he dies there. They've got the live action stuff, which they're going to be recruiting with Michael Keaton doing that, tying in probably Shazam, Black Adam, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and things like that over there. And then Robert Pattinson's doing his thing over there. Now, that's just there. But now, I just got to go wild on this speculation, guys. Because the possibilities here are absolutely absurd. Let me just put this idea into your brain right here. What the MCU did that was so brilliant is they used one of the most iconic and recognizable comic book stories from Marvel Comics, the Infinity Gauntlet, with the Thanos quest storyline, all about the Infinity Stones, and they literally recreated an entire universe of solo movies that built up to that. Well, what if DC's plans for the next 10 years of their live-action properties is to build towards a crisis-level event? And let that just kind of linger in your mind. We'll come back to that in a second. But what this could mean is crazy. The CW universe could start doing its own thing, being completely unabated by the other stuff. They can do Batman, they can do Superman, they can do whatever they want. Greg Berlanti's other stuff, if he's doing other stuff, that could do whatever he wants there as well. If J.J. Abrams wants to create a new Superman that isn't Henry Cavill, maybe that's okay. Maybe Cavill can just live over in the Snyderverse on HBO Max, or be in different movies that are not connected to whatever J.J. Abrams Superman universe ends up being. And then 10 years down the line, you introduce the Anti-Monitor, you introduce Superboy Prime, or some other crazy DC threat, and you literally tie together all of your live action stuff and do the most epic comic book crossover we've ever seen, getting Christian Bale back, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Robert Pattinson, freaking Brandon Routh as Superman, Henry Cavill as Superman, recreate Christopher Reeves as Superman digitally, do whatever you want, and then reset your universe again. Like, DC has been doing this in the comics for the past like 80 years. Why did it take them this long to figure out they could do it in live action? And on top of all of that, Taylor is suggesting that not only is this the plan, and they've been working very hard to figure all of this out behind the scenes, which would explain why so much of it is leaking and being reported out there by different scoopers, but that DC will literally announce this at either DC Fandom or at the Justice Con, which I think is like Zack Snyder's convention. At one of those two big events that's coming up for DC, DC's literally going to come out and say, the multiverse is now a thing. We're changing the rules. We're doing things that are separate, but everything is connected via the multiverse, and there might be some really interesting things that happen in the multiverse with our live action content. And if that's true, and they really do that, then I'm 100% back. Like, I'm totally back as a DC fan. Like, are you kidding me? I can go enjoy the Snyder Cut and not only just enjoy it, but feel that it's connected, that a portal could open up, and that Michael Keaton's Batman could be coming through, or something weird like that, right? And then I can go watch the movies in the theaters and get excited about that prospect, not worrying about the canon and thinking about the possibilities of them crossing over. It is a nerd's wet dream, and I think it's real. And this also goes against some of the things that other predominant scoopers are out there saying. Now, look, Jeremy Conrad is a friend of the channel. I love Jeremy's work. I think he does great stuff. He's very much against Ben Affleck coming back, or at least he does not think that Affleck would come back. And as I said in videos recently, I don't buy that. I think Affleck is coming back, at the very least, to film stuff for the Snyder Cut, possibly, and according to Taylor, to do multiple live-action DC projects as Batman. What? But that's the report out there, and to be honest with you, I don't know a ton about Taylor. I don't know a ton about the Cultured Nerd, so I don't know their track record, but he claims to have sources. I have heard of the Cultured Nerd before, and Taylor, if you're watching this, man, reach out, man. I'd love to collaborate with you, talk about this kind of stuff in a podcast or something. Like, dude, this is some really crazy stuff, and I'm hoping you're 100% right. And I, of course, want to know what you think, comic book fans, so let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And now let's shout out Dane Johns. Yes, indeed, Cyborg played football before he became Cyborg. So shout out to you, Dane. And now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know, what Justice League actor had a Batcave built into their house long before they were cast as a DC superhero? Answer that question in the comment section below. And everybody, I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and I want to let you know we are no longer using our Patreon as a big way to support this channel, and instead are focusing on channel memberships over on our live streaming channel. So if you like the content over here, or you're enjoying the streams that we do over there, consider checking out memberships on the live streaming channel. It definitely helps us out. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.